Hi, my name is Jack Healy. I was a Catholic priest until I was about 30 years old. Um, I went to seminary at 13 or 14. I did my best to get through the seminary and be a good priest. But when I got out, I just decided it just didn't fit me really. I still respected my faith, but the job itself, I don't know, I was caught by the civil rights movement, the fight for equality, economic justice, and so on. So I decided to leave, and I waited about 9 months for a job. I was getting nowhere, and I used to sit in the tub with warm water to cheer myself up. It was a pretty tough 9 months, and finally, this one day, this guy called me. He said, "I want to go to this interview. I don't know what it's about. It sounds like Boy Scouts walking around. I don't know anything about it." I said, "Hey, I got time. I'll go." So I go down there, and they interview me for this job. And really what it was, that they had this nescient idea that let's go do something with young people in America. Maybe it's walking, maybe it's, whatever, activism, that kind of thing. And so I took that job. It was called Young World Development. What I ran into within about 3 to 6 months, our first conference, our national conference, was some of the best high school kids in the world. I swear to God, they were so alert, so bright, so capable that within a 3-year period, we raised $15 million for world hunger. And the way we did it was to allow those students in each city, they would decide the money they raised, where it would go, and what should be done with the money. They did all of that themselves. So to give you an example, in Chicago, there's 105,000 walkers. In Buffalo, there's 100,000, believe it or not. These are real stories. Madison, Wisconsin, 35,000. But our leadership was primarily, I'd say 16 to 22 at best. Most of it was high school kids though. And they were able to pull this off. They made their own decisions. And all we did was back them up from the national office. And so half the money would go overseas, and they could pick anywhere from Catholic Relief to Oxfam to UNICEF to whatever they wanted. It was their decision from that local community. And they had to give half of it at home. And a lot of it was to Fannie Lou Hamer in Mississippi and a lot of great causes like that. So we brought that together for about a 4-year period. And it essentially gave me, kind of a national visibility that actually worked for me. It sort of elevated me quickly out of the priesthood into a real job, a real profession. And I think what I learned in the Young World Development, we've gone to 2 World Food Conferences. One of our bright people, Bob Peterson, gave a speech to the World Food Conference that said we stole the black man from Africa, put the stolen black man on a stolen red land, and created an empire. And the place went wild supporting him. And he was offered homes in all different kinds of countries around the world. Republicans weren't very happy with his speech, of course. Accused me of writing it, and I said, I'm not smart enough to write that speech. And the other one was, we won an award. One of our award winners went to the White House, to Richard Nixon's White House. Her name was Debbie Sweet, bright girl from Madison, Wisconsin. And she, we didn't want the award, but her parents did want the award. So we said we'd keep quiet and go and get the award and come out of the White House. And we get there, and for some reason, Nixon went around, and there was a lot of nice kids that did a lot of nice things that got awards. But when he got to Debbie, for some reason, he pulled back and said, the good kids are here in this room. The bad kids are out on the street. And Debbie looked up at him and said, Mr. President, I can't trust you until you end the war in Vietnam. And with that, Richard Nixon fell back like he got hit with a bucket of water, ran right out of the room. And we went out to a press conference. It was enormous. But what I want to say to the young people of America, look back at that particular Young World Development, Freedom from Hunger. We walked 28 to 32 miles raising money. We primarily went to high school kids. I want you to realize when you're young in high school, be active, be strong. You can do big things. You can change the world. You can reach into society, help, be a mendicant for the poor, build yourself a sense of hope and decency in a fight for equality, fight racism. Start that when you're young. Don't wait till you get older. Do it when you're young, in your high schools, in your grade schools. Don't be afraid to speak up for you and your family's values, because it means a lot to America. We need everybody who's decent. We got to beat the indecent. Thank you for listening.